Reseller Mom. Welcome to our very first episode of Amazon Reseller News. Hi,
Hello.
Lucy.
Good morning. How are you?
I'll let you introduce yourself.
Oh, Reseller Mom here. Welcome to this show. We're going to host over here and then host on my channel. And hopefully this will be a reoccurring show. And we are so excited. We have a bunch of topics and news that we just kind of want to get on and talk with everybody because, you know, the reselling community is always changing. There's always something going on. And it's nice to get out here. And a lot of times with reselling, you know, you feel a little closed in, a little unconnected. And so it's nice to chat here with Marcy and see what she has to her opinions and things that will happen in the upcoming months with all these changes. Do you want to start off?
Sorry, I got myself completely distracted. I made a rookie mistake over here.
I've got to pull it up too to see the comments, so I am working on that myself.
So Lucy and I thought that we would do the first and third Fridays of the month, and we would just swap channels back and forth. Lucy's really big on knowing what's going on in the Amazon reselling world and the news topics of the day.
Yes. Boy,
How do you keep up on all of it?
I follow just a few groups on Facebook and on Instagram. And so usually things get posted one or the other, and then I try to cross post if something comes in. But Amazon is really big on just sending you a little email, and they send you a lot of emails. Let's be honest there.
Oh, yeah.
They send you a ton of emails, and then you kind of have to look at them and say, this is important and this is not important, because their format's kind of the same for everything. It could be something silly and you can delete it, or it could be something huge and major. Whereas some of the other platforms, you know, if it's big, they're going to highlight and bold and, you know, fluff it up a little bit so it makes it look more important. But Amazon is very dry. It's very technical, and I come from a technical background, so used to that, to kind of reading what is this article saying, and then, you know, how is that going to impact me? So the first one that I think we all should be following, listening to, and how is it going to impact you is the tax changes coming up on October 1st. So we've got 10 days, and holy smokes, they're adding in like a dozen states that are going to start collecting on your behalf and remitting, including California. So first of all, like, that just blows my mind that they're doing this before Q4, which is good. And it's going to make the states happy, which is good. And last year was the big court thing that came down that they decided that Amazon needs to be doing this. And so they're getting it implemented. But then you got to sit back and think, you know, how does that impact you and your business and what's going on? And for me, first up, that means that I don't have to be worried about California coming after me, because California was starting to get really upset with resellers and legal actions for anybody who's not collecting sales tax in their state. And then the other part of that is I do have Nexus in some of those states, and I pay TaxJar to collect and remit. So that means that I can take those off and save those filings every quarter. I believe I pay quarterly taxes on the states that I'm involved with. And I don't have to worry about getting the other ones through TaxJar. So I'm waiting for TaxJar's. Usually they'll send out an email saying this is how it's going to change your TaxJar accounting stuff and what I will still be paying for or not paying for. So it's huge.
Can you explain what TaxJar is?
Yeah. So TaxJar, what it does is it links up to eBay, Amazon, and other online selling platforms, but those are the main two. And then it pulls the data from it. So it tells me in the state of California, my sales are X. To become Nexus in California, you need to hit these things, because every state has different thresholds where they want and expect you to start collecting sales tax if you house inventory in there. And really, to find out if your inventory is housed in that state and then sold in that state is a pain in the butt. So TaxJar is just a third-party software that will pull all that data, crunch all that numbers, and then it will say, you should be collecting sales tax here, here, here. This is what it would estimate to be. And then, as you reach those thresholds, you can go ahead into the state and start filing that paperwork. But it is a huge cluster of information, opinions. CPAs have been involved, lawyers. I mean, obviously, the lawyers have been battling this out for, oh my gosh, like what, 10 years with Amazon on who should be collecting and why. And there's been a lot of court cases. So, above my pay grade.
It's overwhelming to me being a new
It is.
reseller.
Oh,
I'm
yes.
just trying to figure out, just for my state alone, I'm like, how do I even figure it out? I don't even, how do I even figure out how much to write the check for? I have no idea.
And
So
that's what
TaxJar would be able to help me with that?
Pardon?
Would TaxJar be able to help me with that?
Yes. And so so eBay followed first. Amazon started doing a couple of the cities or states after the last year's court cases, and then they've added more over the last year, and then this is the next huge chunk that they're doing. But eBay followed suit shortly after Amazon. So for the state of Washington, eBay and Amazon have been collecting and remitting on my behalf for a while now. So I still pay them to make sure that my quarterly statements get filed. But yes, this is something that send me money. Land Shark, you are so funny. I love it. But there's a free trial, I'm sure, with TaxJar, and they offer a lot of other articles and advice, and how does it work, and broken down kind of for the you and me of the world that don't understand. I'm not an expert at sales tax, and especially interstate e-commerce sales tax.
Mm-hmm.
It's huge. So anyhow, I'm excited I'll be able to save a little bit of money with my subscriptions, because they charge you a monthly subscription, and if you want them to file on your behalf by the deadlines, you can pay for them just to submit with the state and file the taxes, which I did my own for my state for over a year. And my state is like the worst in the world for filing online. They make it so complicated that you pretty much just don't even want to do it. The lines, it's hard to read. The questions are weird. You're going, I don't know what that means. So it's just very complicated for the state of Washington. And then they like to change rules too. I get statements probably quarterly, like this rule changed and that rule changed. And I'm going, some of them I know.
Changes.
Yeah, like they'll have different changed tax laws for cigarettes or vaping or whatever. And so some of those I'm like, okay, I don't sell that product, but clothing changes. And then for my state, it's broken down. Like say I ship something and I'm near Seattle area, but I ship it to a different city. We'll just say I ship it down to Tacoma. Well, you pay the taxes that you would in Tacoma on the sales taxes, not the Seattle one. So you pay for where it lands. And freaking every 2 streets, there's a different city and it's slightly different tax rate.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you need a whole nother degree to figure it out.
Very confusing,
especially
for the lay people like us or like me.
Yes. And then, take that concept and put it across what's Amazon in 15 states or something. It used to be 14, but I think they've opened up a few more. But, states are going to start getting a lot of money. So that's the other thing to look at. You take California. I texted my dad that it finally went through for California, and maybe they can pay for some more lanes on their highways now, right, so it's not so congested. And he said, no, it's going to pay for the homeless problems. So I don't know. Hopefully they'll get some more money. Just like, what is it? All the states passing the marijuana laws, and now they're getting a whole bunch of money. Hopefully it's going for education and roads and infrastructure.
Hopefully. So what else do you have on your news list?
Oh, meltables. Yay! Start back up.
Because I have a stockpile of meltables to send in.
I have them out on my garage because I'm not that hot here. Today the high is going to be 70, so I can keep it in the garage. Wow. But yeah, I'm really excited about that. Now, this is where I'm confused. And I don't know if you know this or maybe anybody out there that's watching knows this, but what day can you physically give it to UPS to hit that October? Do you have to wait till October? Can you do your shipment on the 30th? That's
a good question.
I gotta pay attention to the Facebook groups because I'm sure I've seen the question going around, but I haven't seen like a hard date.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's a good
some
question. Yeah, I know Inventory Lab will kick it back and won't let you list it, won't let you process it if it's a meltable.
some of the things that I've been trying to list though aren't flagging as meltables,
I know, isn't that
but
nice?
the general consensus is don't do it, because if you get complaints before that October 1st,
Uh-huh.
then you'll not be able to fight it. So I don't know. I'm thinking about next Wednesday-ish sending off my shipments. What is that?
Let's see. Next Wednesday is the 25th.
Yeah, 25th, and they should hit the warehouse maybe that weekend, or the 1st or the 2nd. So it'll be right in that time frame. You might be able to push it back to the 24th. Not 100% on that. Those are the nitpicky questions that come across my mind at 2 in the morning. When can I send my multiples? And there's people who are still having 100 degree days, so
Yeah.
I don't know what they're doing. Hopefully they have air conditioning in their houses. What's the temperature at your place? You can't probably put multiples in the garage, huh?
No, I have to keep them in the air conditioning. I keep them upstairs in the spare bedroom. Yeah, it's so warm here. It's like well, I don't know. I haven't kept up with the temperature. I just know it's hot.
My in-laws just went to Florida for vacation, right after hurricane. Their first trip got canceled because of the hurricane. And then they said that the sand on the beaches is not there, and then it's still hot and there's a lot of rain. Is that kind of still the weather going on?
We've not had a lot of rain. We were
Oh,
supposed
okay.
to, but we haven't. No.
Well, and Florida's pretty big, so maybe
Yeah.
they were just in a rainy part. It's kind of like here, you drive 6 blocks over and it's raining, and
Yeah.
might not be raining here.
Yeah.
Which, there's more hurricanes coming up. These are getting to be a little bit of a problem. Texas is getting hit right now. I hope everybody who is in the pathways is prepared and ready to go.
What does Amazon do during hurricanes? Do they shut down their facilities, or do you know?
I don't know.
Yeah, how they manage it?
I do know the only little bit of information that I do know about disasters is there was one facility that had a fire, and they had a lot of inventory damage. And so I know people were fighting to get their inventory covered, and that's where your insurance comes in if you have third-party insurance, which that is something that I added to my business this year. And I haven't looked at it, but that was a good question, is I need to read through that policy and see what's covered and what's not covered, because natural disasters are one of those things that they like to say, we cover everything except
Right.
all of these
Floods.
other, yeah, floods, earthquakes, tornadoes, that type of things. So I'll have to see. But the facilities, I think they strategically place them pretty well. I know the one that's in our area of town, for a natural disaster to hit it, it would have, I wouldn't be here. It's just in such a good little spot. Let's see here. I was trying to figure out. There's new Amazon facilities showing up. Have you had any of your stuff get stuck and stranded that's
No,
going to the new facilities?
thank goodness, no.
I will look that up while we're talking here and see what the news is hitting. New delivery systems. Halfway around the world. Yeah, new facilities in India. Oh, it's hard to find this. I will look at that in a minute here. And then, have you gotten the email about the new Facebook Prime stuff going on?
No.
I'm sorry, FBA Prime.
No, I haven't.
Do you do merchant fulfilled? Did you hit your 25 items this year?
So, I think I did. Yeah, but you know what? Around the hurricane, I actually put my merchant fulfilled on vacation mode, and I haven't taken it off.
Oh
no! Because some things had sold on eBay, and I have to go back and re-inventory and make sure everything's still available that I have listed.
So how much merchant fulfilled do you do in a general, like this year census?
Just a few items a week. Not much. Not much.
Okay, so you probably
If I
hit
can
the
do, yeah, if I can do FBA, I do FBA, definitely. Unless if it's something weird like a hazmat, hasn't gone through yet.
okay. But so I've never done the merchant fulfilled, and I was thinking about doing that, but then you have to have fulfilled 25 orders by like last week or something in order to do merchant fulfilled for Q4. Is that correct? Did you hit those numbers?
Yeah, I would have.
Okay. So you can do that. I thought about doing that just because last minute toy sales in Q4, a lot of people switch over around the 20th, I want to say,
Uh-huh.
to do merchant fulfilled for any of those items. Do you do that? Do you plan on doing that?
I don't know what my plan is for merchant fulfilled. I'm just enjoying doing, just FBA and trying to get it out of my house.
Yeah.
I'm tired of holding on to inventory. So one reason why I'm trying to liquidate my eBay too, just to get it out of my house.
There we go. Okay, so they are starting construction on the upstate New York facility, and then the new facility in Charlotte opened up. So a lot of people are going and touring the facility. Have you ever toured a facility?
No, I haven't, but there's one a couple miles from my house that I would love to go and check out.
That's what I need to do too. That's on my list of I
Yeah,
want to go check it out
I
because
could
they're
do that.
now.
Take my husband on one of his off Fridays.
Mhm.
That would be
Would
fun.
he be interested in doing that?
Yeah, he would.
That'd be neat. I think
I think I'll do that.
my kids might be interested in doing that. But yeah, people are touring the facilities and the robots that they're coming out with and the AI is interesting as well. I was talking to my husband last night and he said, they're working on the self-driving cars. That's what
Mhm.
we were talking about.
We just got a
It's
self-driving bus in our neighborhood.
ooh.
Yeah, it only goes like 10 miles an hour. It's really slow, but
So
it's
he
safe.
so he was telling me about how when they were testing the self-driving cars, and this was on NPR, some college students were doing some playing around with them, and they were able to strategically place stickers on a stop sign, and that would fool the AI, thinking that it meant it was a 25-mile-an-hour zone or something, and fool it. And so then the government contacted these kids, and I say kids because they were college kids, but contacted the kids and asked exactly what they were doing, so that they could fix and
Mhm.
debug those. But I think we're going to see a whole lot of AI development in the next 10 years and some finalizations about that coming out. That's huge. They just
Yeah.
the technology. We follow that a lot because my husband's in the IT world. And so they're
Mhm.
often
So is
working
my
on
husband.
projects like that. So where it really started launching with the AI interface with AR was with Pokemon Go. And that was fun to watch. I think Pokemon Go came out, 2 years ago? And then
Mhm.
you saw tons of apps coming out after that. And one of them is like you can measure your item now. They showed this at eBay where you could look at your item through your phone and it would take the measurements and tell you what kind of box to put it in.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
yeah, that was fun to play with. It wasn't as accurate yet, but I mean the technology is coming forward, and I think that's kind of where Amazon is going to be. Robots will go in and scan an item and know the dimensions and know what box it's going to go and go pick it up, scan it, put it in the right box, and it makes me wonder if that means there's going to be more workers there or less workers there.
Everybody's being replaced by a robot.
Yes, and Amazon is a very tough place to work for.
Oh, yeah.
We were
Yeah.
we were talking about that and the working conditions, and I think that they're trying to do a lot to make the working conditions better at Amazon
I
after all
hope
the
so.
backlash.
I hope so. I've watched a couple, YouTube videos of people that have actually worked for Amazon and
Yeah, what do they say?
that you pretty much are doing mindless work for, 12 hours straight. You
Hmm.
pick one item, you scan it, you place it in the bin. You pick one item, you scan it, you place it in the bin. You pick one scan over and over and over. That, pretty much it's like the one guy said, he found himself making mistakes because his mind wasn't engaged.
Mm-hmm.
You know, yeah, I don't think I would enjoy it.
No, well, there's different positions within Amazon. I mean, it's a huge corporation, so I think it depends. But yeah, the floor workers, there's been horror stories about them not being able to have enough time to go to the restroom, and you get dinged because everything is clocked, and
Yes,
they
everything.
monitor your
Yeah,
steps.
it's
And
like Big Brother
mm-hmm,
watching you the whole entire time. You know, that how many items per hour do you scan, and you
mm-hmm,
place it in. You know, all of those metrics are followed. I actually have a really good friend of mine whose boyfriend got fired from Amazon. He was doing the shipping, and I guess
mm-hmm.
he wasn't able to pack enough boxes per hour to get shipped out.
Yeah, that's where
And
I
he's
like
not a
the idea.
stupid guy, you know.
No, no, and that's where if you have a robot that takes out that human interaction, but you've got to value your people for their people aspect, for their brains and the
Yeah.
thinking and to make those
If you see
decisions.
something in bubble wrap, you know it needs to go in a box, not a
Mhm.
poly mailer, you know.
Yep. I was talking to one of my UPS guys who I worked with for years because he'd take my packages every day. He went to work for Amazon, and he was one of the guys. I can't remember what the title is, but if your incoming FBA shipment has issues, he goes and helps deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, oh, this is what I need to know. Tell me the secrets, right? And I said, well, what if you miss a label on something or it falls off? Because I've had that happen, some poly mailers and my stickers don't like each other, and they fall off, and some stick like glue.
Right.
And he goes, oh, if it's just a little one-off or something, we just print a label and put it on and move on with our day because we've got to solve these problems fast, etc. And I said, well, what if I'm sending in a bottle of liquid and the liquid spills over the other thing? He goes, we take all that inventory and put it in the trash, and it's your loss. We don't clean things. We don't, anything that it's hit will just automatically be disposed of because they're not there to clean up your stuff.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, that's good to know. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would like to know what they do with all the boxes and stuff they receive, all the packaging material. I hope it's being recycled.
No, I doubt it.
Probably not, but
I've thought about that when I send boxes out. Yeah.
yeah, because I use all sorts of dunnage. Whatever in the house, throw it in the box, dunnage. Yep. Ship it to them. It's their problem now. Because we create too much trash in our household, and that's an issue. I come from Las Vegas, where we get trash picked up twice a week, to Washington, where it's every other week.
Oh, every other week.
Every other week. So, we're big on recycling here and not filling up the trash can as much as possible. But running a business out of the house, that's hard sometimes.
Yeah, I know. It's amazing how much trash my little business makes. Mm-hmm. Just, getting the labels off and, labeling items and the paper that the labels are on. And it's like I'm looking at it now. It's like I just emptied it, the other day, and it's full again.
I upgraded this. I've been doing some cleaning. I think we talked either on your show or mine. I can't remember, but I'm updating some of my areas in the house that are not efficient and just a dump zone.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things I updated was I got a bigger trash can. And I can't tell you how happy that makes me. It's such the small little thing.
Yes.
That makes such a difference when you are packaging up. Like poly bags, there's kind of two kinds. There's one where the peel off goes right into the trash, and then there's the peel off and it sticks to your arm.
I'm ecstatically. I know. I'm like, get off. Oh, I stopped reordering those. They're driving me crazy.
I bought, I think, 10,000 of them or something, so I'm screwed. But
although the stuff that your labels are on, the paper that you're left with, if you put that out and then you take that little scrap, you can put it on here. It'll cling to it. It'll come off your hand and put it on.
That.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say the tip that I picked up from, again, like a Facebook board, was to take packing tape and just put it so the sticky side is up, and then curl it so it's a little bit on the thing, and then it sticks to that. So that's what I've been doing. But I didn't know about that one. That's a good little tip. It's all those little things that just make life easier and they get annoying really fast.
Yes.
After.
Yes, especially when you're shipping out a lot.
Mm-hmm. And now that I have my son bagging things for me, it's nice to be able to
That is
tell
nice.
him how to do things. Yeah, that's interesting.
How is that working out for you?
We're getting in our groove. And he's good, but he needs very specific instructions. So, like me, I like to have the face of the product kind of be on the clear side, so when a customer gets it, they see that, not the whatever the back side is.
I agree. I'm the same way.
And little things like that you care about because it's your business and this is your thing, and about your customers and your customer returns and things they like and things that tick people off, because we immerse ourselves in all these tips and tricks. And so something that's intuitive to me is not intuitive to him. And so we've been writing little SOPs and things like, when you have this item, this is how it should be, make sure it's face forward. And here's another one. When you flap over that sticky thing on your poly bag, if you do it just straight, sometimes the little ends stick out and then they stick to everything. But if you curve it in a little bit, then it doesn't. So I'm like, make sure you tuck it in just a little bit, and then it doesn't come out, and stick to everything.
Right.
So little things like that.
All those little things.
Yep. So bolos, let's talk about bolos for a minute. Have you come across any this week? Bolos or ungating items?
No, because I've been chasing the same inventory for about 3 weeks, so I haven't.
What are you chasing?
Yeah, clothes.
That's what I
Yes.
I bought Kohl's. Kohl's has been very good. If you're not hitting the clearances up at Kohl's
I
these
need
days,
to go back to Kohl's. I might go there this weekend.
I'm thinking about going back tonight, but we'll see. The pants section has been very, very kind to me.
I love pants.
Yes, pants are very nice. And then you know how you get like little smudges on your pants? I use baby wipes to take those off. Do you have any tips on that?
Baby wipes.
Use? Baby wipes. Unscented baby wipes.
Yes.
For me is good. Yeah, so I'm gonna try and go out and get some Halloween candy this weekend too. I really want to immerse myself in that and get better in that, because I'm not very good in Halloween candy yet.
Yeah, I haven't even. Maybe I'll focus on that next year. Yeah, because I'm just learning so much all at once.
It is
going to be
lot.
my first Amazon Q4. I'm just learning so much. My brain just feels like it's like mush right now.
Yeah, I have to cut out for a bit. I'll watch YouTube videos or listen to podcasts or something all day, and I'm doing this all day, and then I'll read the Facebook posts and the Instagram and get information that way. And then some points I'm like, I tell my husband, I'm like, I need to go watch TV, something that's not selling related, and zone out for a bit. Otherwise, I'm going to go crazy with all of the information, because you feel overwhelmed, and then it starts itching at your psyche. You're like, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. I should be doing this. I should be doing that.
Morning. Yeah, that's what I feel this morning. I'm just like, it's just so overwhelming.
So how do you get yourself out of funks? Because I'm always interested in
time. I just need time. That's really about the only way. There was one day that I was in a real bad funk, and I think it was a Saturday or something. And my husband was like, it was like 4 p.m. He's like, just stop working and we're going to go out to dinner. It was just like, because I had mentioned wanting to go to Chili's earlier that week. And he's like, we're going to go to Chili's for dinner. Just stop working right now, and we're going to leave in 45 minutes and we're going to Chili's. So that really helped. That was really awesome.
I miss Chili's.
Yeah, like he says, you just have to kind of change your environment.
Yes.
Yeah, you just have to change your environment. But some days, I want to keep working even if I'm in a funk. So sometimes I just need some time, a couple hours maybe, sometimes the whole day.
Yep.
It just kind of depends. Sometimes just, I just need a really good sale too. And then I'm like, oh, everything's fine now.
Sales definitely make me feel better.
Yeah, this week has been rough for me on sales. It's definitely been
Yes.
rough. So, like we were talking before the show, you know, a lot of my stuff has just been on back order, and then I tried to change my pricing strategy, and that was a big flop. So I ended up, you know, I was in the buy box, and now I'm out of the buy box on a lot of my items, and I'm trying to, you know, I've been working the rest of the week trying to get back in the buy box. You know, sometimes it's like you just feel like you're chasing the buy box and the price just keeps going down and down and down. And you're like, no, I don't want my price down there. So you have to pull your price back up, you know? It's just been one of those crazy weeks.
Right. And you're still using the Be Cool, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
I looked at them. The only reason why I'm probably not going to switch over and I'll just stay with Channel Max is they also do reimbursements for discrepancies.
Uh-huh.
So if they see a discrepancy, like say a customer returns something and they damage it out and they forget to reimburse me, they go in there and they file the cases on my behalf and
Oh,
take
that's nice because I'm,
25% or
yeah,
something.
that's another overwhelming process to me is trying to keep up with, you know, what's been returned. And like, I got a bra back.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was unfulfilled. So, you know, of course I called it back. And when I first looked at it, I was like, oh, this is fine. And then I went to fix the strap and I was like, you know, there was a little tear or something in the strap. I was like, great. So I can't resell it. But if I remember correctly, a couple weeks ago, I got a return for this item and it said that it was customer damaged,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, it was returned to my inventory. So I'm like, I'm very confused. Like, do I have one in inventory? I have to go back and research it more. Do I have one in inventory? And like, did they just randomly get one from somewhere? Because it seems like sometimes they replace stuff and you're like, where did they get that from? You know, do they have little Amazon secret shoppers that go out there and find it to replace it? I don't know. Do they have elves? I have no idea. So it's just that whole reimbursement process is confusing to me.
I tried to do it myself and I like pulled data and I was trying to do it daily and I'm like, I can't do this. It's 25% to give to Channel Max of whatever they find
Uh-huh.
and so worth not having to do it for the time.
Yeah, I'll have to
That
check that out. How much is Channel Max a month?
I think it's 50. I think it's the same as
You're
isn't
right.
Be Cool 50?
B equals 25.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's really good. Huh. Well, I don't know. I'm getting two services with one company, so
Yeah.
you gotta weigh it out, I guess. I didn't really. I thought Be Cool was 50. I'm gonna look it up real quick. Oh, free. There we go. Pricing central. Oh, okay. Yeah. But that's for listing available 1,000. I was looking at the 5,000 because I'm right in between there. I don't think I could get away with 1,000 unless if I was on top of canceling out things as soon as they sold.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another one that's really tough. You know, you want to that stupid inventory like health. And they
Yeah.
want you to restock stupid stuff, and then I could.
Although now if you click on it, I noticed this week they just recently changed on it. If you click on
Oh,
it on details,
yeah.
you can say it's not replenishable.
Oh, I just been hiding them. Hide recommendation. Is that a difference between hide or?
Yeah, if you go in where in your manage, what is it called? Hold on, let me look.
Inventory performance
You go in
index.
your inventory planning. Oh, it kicked me out. I got to sign back in. If you go under inventory planning and then it tells you which SKUs to replenish, if you click on the details, you can mark it as not replenishable.
Okay. Hold on there. The restock inventory?
Let's see.
Yeah, it's got to be the restock.
Yeah.
I think I got to it a different way. Yeah, I have hide recommendation. Is that what we're talking about?
To inventory planning.
Mm-hmm.
And then SKUs to restock today.
Okay, hold on. I don't see that. Where is it at? Oh, SK. Yeah, got it.
And then if you click on Like if it tells you, to restock to or, whatever, click view details. And then it says replenishable ? And you can click no.
Huh. I wonder if you could massively do that, because I'd be doing each. I just click on all of them. So if you go back to that restock and you click on all of them and you say actions on all 50, you say hide recommendation, and boom, it's off the record.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
And then you don't have to do them all, and you can do 50 at a time, which now I've done 100. I thought I had this 127. Awesome. I guess I hadn't done that in a timely fashion.
Yeah, I'm behind on mine. And actually, because I've been trying to keep mine, like even if it's like a pair of jeans that I only had one of, but if they sold, 15 days ago, the customer can still return them. And, so if you close the listing, then Amazon can't restock your inventory. So I've been actually trying to keep them open for at least 30 days.
Yeah, that's what I've seen recommended too, is open for 30 days. But then I'm going through it. I'm trying to, delete ones that are 30 days and over. And some of them I want to maybe look out for. There were some deals that I want to keep on there of, hey, I want to keep this open and kind of look for that product to see if I can find it again. And yeah, just deleting them out sometimes causes more headache.
Yeah, like I ended up getting a pair of jeans back, that could have easily been restocked and have been sold by now. But instead, it'll take me another month to get it to the warehouse or for it to sell or whatever. So, but now I know.
Yep.
Now I know.
I had quite a few in the whatever damaged, that they needed to be either destroyed or sent back. And just went through a big pile of that. And luckily, most of it was not damaged or destroyed or even open.
Yeah, I went through a huge pile yesterday. So
resend it back. I don't know how. Do they not even look at it to see if it's really damaged? The customer didn't even open it. How do you know it's damaged if it wasn't even opened?
Yeah, it just depends on how quickly they want to move through stuff, I guess, because they're trying to hit all their metrics. Like we were just saying, the workers are trying to hit their metrics.
Yep.
So I think some actually look at it, like I said, that bra that had that fine rip in it. So some actually do look at it, but other things I have gotten back, and I'm like, what do you mean there was damage? Someone gets a package of napkins that is still in the cellophane perfectly.
Yeah. What were they thinking? I think what happens is and this is my 2 cents on the new programs that they have going on. They have now where you can return an item to a UPS store, and the UPS store will pack and ship it for you, or the Kohl's, and they'll do the same, pack and ship it for you. So I kind of asked at the Kohl's the other day. I said, how's the program going? And they said it's going really good. There was like 6 people in line to return stuff, so that was promising for Kohl's. And then I said, well, what happens to it? And this was to my UPS guy, and he said that it was a pain in the butt. It's just more time for him, and he's not really getting much money out of it for the program. It's a small business that opens up these UPS stores, and then they have to comply with whatever Amazon wants. So he said it's kind of weird. They scan in the item or whatever that code is that Amazon gives you, and he says, and then I will package it up, and it goes and sits in a big tub in the back, and it counts as you've returned it, so your side is done. But the physical product will sit in that back tub until they get enough in the tub for Amazon to come pick it up. And then it goes, and then it gets processed back. So the whole time between, when a customer brings it into the store and it actually gets back into your inventory and everything.
Could be a while. Why don't they just ship it with all the other UPS packages?
Well, I think they're trying to just maximize on the shipments. So instead of having a bunch of small boxes, they're going to have one giant box that they'll give back.
Gotcha.
And it might be through Amazon services. So Amazon is trying to be their own UPS, and I think that's because they want to get rid of UPS. I think that's their end goal, is to cut out UPS altogether. And so that's why they're buying planes, they're buying cars, they're buying trucks, they're buying everything to have their own fleet. I mean, the writing's on the wall, UPS. If you see the company that's making FedEx. Yeah, FedEx has already given them the middle finger. And when you're looking at that relationship, UPS and Amazon, and you see Amazon taking all these steps to do their own transportation and own shipping, you've
Mhm.
got to think, okay, well, is that because they want to be partners and just have more opportunity, or are they going to cut us out? And I think they're going to try and cut UPS out. I don't know if they'll be able to do it, but UPS has shipping down to a T.
Yeah, they do. They do.
But yeah, just like, if you see your employee taking a lot of sick days wearing business attire and their resume was updated, you got to think, what are they going to do? Ah, yeah. Yeah, how the world's changed. And then I want to know when the drones are coming out.
Oh, yeah.
That would be fun. I think that's going to have that's going to have another slew of problems. You just don't know what it's going to be. That's crazy, because I think some people are going to shoot them down. Huh?
They'll be spying on everybody.
Yeah.
Government will hire them to put cameras on them, and
Oh, it's the way we're integrating with each other. Some of it's good. Like I like that with medical, being more proficient with the medical procedures and knowing, what people are at risk for and stuff, and linking that up. And then with the police, police have a better idea of who and where bad people are. So I like that aspect. But yes, Big Brother is
getting bigger.
Is a little bit bigger. I was reading this article about, I'm very private with a lot of my information. So, I went to a financial planning thing with my son, and they wanted to get my email and this and that. And I'm like, no, you don't really need to call me. You don't. But I was reading this article about apps and stuff on your phone that are taking your information. And some of them that surprised me was Angry Birds had taken a lot of people's personal information to do selling and marketing and stuff with. And then also a lot of people are using, like, there's a gas station app that will find the cheapest gas in your area, but it also takes all your driving data, how fast you're going, how slow you're going, your are you following the laws or not?
Guru, maybe?
I
Gas
don't
Buddies.
remember what it was.
Gas Buddies. My husband
Buddies.
uses that.
Search it up, because some of the things they're tracking with these apps are good and bad. I mean, I let QuickBooks track my mileage, and that helps me out. So right. I'm kind of like, you could see where I'm going. I'm not doing anything bad, right, because I'm not going to keep track of my mileage. But what they're doing with that is kind of crazy, because who wants that information? Insurance companies. Imagine if the insurance companies bought your driving record.
Yeah, some insurance companies now give discounts, if you use their app.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember which insurance company it was. I don't even want to guess the name because I'll be wrong. But yeah, if you use their app, you can get good driver discounts.
Yeah. Same with all the shopping. But it's kind of weird as a reseller. I get all sorts of weird scrolling ads, and it's like, because they've been watching what I'm selling and they think I'm interested in that.
Right.
The scrolling. I just bought last, what was it? Friday, I think. I bought 1,000 condoms, and they're going to be showing up to the house Monday or Tuesday. So I had to tell the people in my house, I'm like, just be aware, like, if this strange package shows up, that's what's going on. And then bras. And so now I'm like getting all these advertisements.
Oh,
associated. Because every once in a while
you'll be like, man, she's a good time.
Yeah.
1,000 condoms and lots of bras.
I do a lot of pants and baby items too. So they're like, what are you doing?
Wow.
Good morning, Swamp Picker.
Big Brother is watching.
Yes. Swamp Picker, love your channel. Glad you could join us. So one of the big auto ungates that I saw this week that everybody should know about is Coach and Kate Spade. So if you are not ungated for Coach and Kate Spade, I would go and see if you can get auto ungated for that. But with that being said, anytime you're going to do any of those big name brands, make sure you're getting it from reputable places.
Not the corner at New York City.
I know. That's what my mother asked me. She's like, can you sell, like those knockoffs that they do at No, Mom.
I will lose my business.
Not how I want to run things. We are doing things legit. And then my big one, I got ungated for Bali. If you're not familiar with Bali, it's a Hanes. I
Congratulations.
know, that was my
You're
big one. I'm like,
for
oh.
it.
But for those that don't know, Hanes has a business to business. Just type in Hanes business to business, and you'll find the website. And you can do the application, which wasn't too hard. I had to provide some information, probably business license and reseller permit, which is the standard for that. And then you can legit buy inventory from Hanes business to business to possibly get ungated that way. That's what I was going to do. And then I hit the button and I was able to get it auto ungated. Now I have searched around on that website for wholesale opportunities and I can't find anything worth anything. It's like I can spend 17 and make $2 and I'm going,
not worth it.
No, I'll go back to Kohl's. I've been finding Bali there for $4 to $8 and it's amazing.
That's awesome. Yeah, especially when you can sell it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, every time I'd scan the bras and I had to skip over Bali, it was like a little knife in the heart.
Yeah, it's crushing.
Oh, and then
I recently got ungated in Calvin Klein.
Yay! Calvin Klein's a big one.
Yeah, I'm excited about their bras and underwear. So I have some up for sale now.
Bras, underwears, pants, sweatpants, pajama outfits, and kid clothes for Calvin Klein. I'm trying to think.
Kid clothes. I'll have to check those out.
Same with Calvin Klein, Tommy, and Nautica. Nautica for kids' clothes.
Okay.
Is can be really good. All dependent. And then the other thing on my little list of ideas we had for the show was the freaking glitches going on this week. Sometimes those just make me want to go take a walk. Sometimes I gotta walk away from the computer because and watching the boards. You know, it's good to join just a few boards for things like that. So when you know other people are having inventory lab glitches, you know, it's not just you. Because, yeah, fighting with the computer. That's been my week, fighting with the computer. I did filming last Friday and Saturday. For whatever reason, my audio never captured. So much filming down the tube, just crap. Oh, sorry, just junk. And then freaking... I did some the other day and it went corrupted. And then I had Inventory Lab that was glitching out. And then Amazon and their stupid glitches and putting everything into stranded inventory.
I'm frustrated just listening to you.
Have you had stranded inventory, though, this week?
I have stranded inventory every week. You know, what happens is, you know, some of my items are low dollar items.
Mm-hmm.
And then... you know, the price will, you know, be fine. It'll be fine. And then all of a sudden I'll get a price alert and it strands it.
Yeah. Oh, those are so annoying.
You know, and I'm like, and then a lot of times I'll be like, you know what, let me just liquidate it and I'll put it in, you know, at the lowest price I could possibly put it in without making taking a loss just to get rid of the inventory. And it'll still get me a price alert. I'm like, really? So
the only times I really get the price alerts is if I had put in a min and max in Amazon side and then my repricer's fighting it because now I've changed or whatnot. So I stopped putting in the min and max prices over on Amazon.
I stopped doing that too.
Yeah. And then you can't get rid of them, or at least I tried and I couldn't get rid of them. I went in and like tried to just delete it and it would auto convert back to what my min and my max prices were.
Yeah, I just stopped putting it in. Yeah, that's happened to me before too. But it wasn't related to that. I think sometimes, you know, what it is I'll give you an example. So I had like small bottles of paint that I was just selling for, you know, for like $5 and $6. You know, just ROI, you know, was, you know, if I put 50 cents out, I get $1 back, like whatever. No, not a big deal. But, you know, especially being a new seller, it was something I could afford to sell and, you know, get some inventory going and, you know, things like that. But a lot of times what it'll be is Amazon will go on the listing. They'll start selling it for 99 cents. And even if my price is, you know, reasonable at $5.95, it'll, you know, flag it because according, you know, compared to their 99 cents, it's too high. It's just frustrating. But needless to say, I've moved away from them.
Yeah, no, I've had a lot of products like that where you got to take a chance though. I mean, I'm in the same boat. Like half of me is like, oh, I shouldn't have done that, or I'll stay away from that. But the other half is like, kudos to you for trying it out and then learning from that,
Right.
because
Thanks. I
you have to do that.
Yeah. Especially a new seller, you don't have a lot of money to be spending, on
Hmm.
inventory. So for me now, to be able to spend big bucks is like being able to spend, $15 on a pair of jeans.
Hmm.
Yeah, and
Exactly.
yeah, that's few and far between. I still don't do that often, but you
I
know,
agree. I agree. I think that's the. I don't want to. Well,
my comfort zone's getting better though.
yes. I think that's one of the worst questions that I see in Facebook, Instagram groups is, hey, look at this product, look at this graph, look at this, should I buy this product? And, to some extent that's fine to ask, but we all are learning, and there's so many factors that goes into a buying decision. Somebody asked on my channel, and I haven't responded yet, but they were amazed that I would consider something that Amazon's a seller on. Now, do you compete with Amazon or not? If you see them on the listing.
I don't necessarily compete with them. I'll send my product in. A lot of the times I'll just leave my price where I'm comfortable
Mhm.
and wait until they get off the listing and then start competing.
Right. But what I'm saying is Amazon being on the listing is not a deterrent necessarily for you.
No, if it's been a good, if it has a good pricing history and,
Mhm.
the item, I can pick it up for $8 and I know per the Keep It chart that it's sold at $48 before, I'll pick it up.
Exactly. And that's kind of how I'm going to respond to
And
that
I'll just
person.
pick it up, send it in and hold it.
Because there's, Amazon being on the listing, I think everybody considers it, but it's just like rank and season and margins and
Mhm.
everything going on. Last night I was at Kohl's and did amazing. I'm so excited about my Kohl's haul. But I was telling my husband, who was out scanning with me, and I said, if it's on the cusp, if you're kind of like this or that, I get Kohl's cash. So go ahead and get it, because I get another little bit of a discount going on. So there's a lot of factors that go into a buying decision.
It's exhausting when you're out trying to make all those decisions and scanning. And at the same time, when you're having a good night, it's like a rush on top of it.
Mm-hmm. We call it, because I watch Gold Rush and oh no, not Gold Rush, the Curse of Oak Island, and so we call it the money pit. And when you're in the money pit, and that's what we were doing last night. We got tons and tons of pants, and so I'm really excited. We'll be
Exciting. How
busy
is
with them.
Kohl's as far as now? I've not approached them as far as being a reseller,
No.
but what is do you just not say anything to them? Have you ever tried to, use your resell license there? What are your thoughts on Kohl's?
Oh, I have very definitive thoughts, and they conflict with some people in my Facebook group. I have tried to go into Kohl's, and I went back to the back customer counter and I said, I have my reseller permit, and can I use that here? And they have said they don't do that. I have ordered online for online arbitrage, and I was trying to order like 10 pairs of tennis shoes, and it kept canceling my order. So I called up and she said, we are not a wholesale company. We do not sell to those who intend to resell it. And I said, I don't intend to resell it. And she goes, the amount of items that you did flagged the system and shut it down. And I have heard people being 86 from doing that if you're doing OA with Kohl's. So to keep your OA request in the 3 to 5 zone,
Okay.
and 10 seems to be flagging. Now, other people have said that their Kohl's in their states are very reseller friendly, will take the permit, etc. Now, on the Kohl's website, it says we do not take reseller permits unless if it's for charitable organizations, I want to
Uh,
say. And we are not a wholesale store. We do not sell to those that intend to resell. And that's in black and white on their website.
I thought
So
that's interesting because since now they're working with Amazon.
the
I'm wondering if they're going to start having a paradigm shift at all.
I don't know. And I don't want to piss anybody off there, and so I don't mention it last night. I just say that I'm
Really,
buying all these things for a program. It's for a program. They're like, oh, is it for like a charity? Yeah, it's kind of like charity. It's charity to do my business to make some money. That's what it
Mhm.
But I just am vague, and
Yeah.
sometimes they ask. She asked last night.
I try to keep the chit chat down to a minimum.
hmm That, and I try to strike up a conversation about something completely, you know, how's your night going? Are you almost off? Do you have to work this weekend? How's the weather? Whatever else is going on. I wound up talking to that lady last night. She happened to be Indian, and she had a really similar name to my previous neighbor, and so I just went down that route with her. But she did ask. She did wind up asking, "Why do you have 50 pairs of pants?" It's for a program that I'm part of. The one that's worrying me is Target.
I
Target
just
has
stay
got
away
their
from Target.
new. I don't do much at Target either, but
I've tried a couple buys from there and none of them are good.
yeah, no, Target's probably one of the toughest stores to do RA with. It's crazy, but I have gotten flagged there with limits. You can't. One lady said, "I'm not supposed to bring up all of these, but I'll do it because my manager's not here right now." I said, okay. But yeah, they don't want you clearing the shelves. They are really tired of couponers and resellers in a general sense. And I guess my manager near me is really pissed off. But they're starting this new called Target Circle this fall. And you're going to be able to do your cartwheel, coupons, local ads, sales. Everything's going to be in one app. And they're going to track all your data.
Oh, wow.
And give you points for spending money there. So that's another big brother program that I'm like, I don't know if I really want you tracking everything I buy. But then again, targeted coupons and discounts and points and rewards, I do like.
Right.
So that's a little tough. It's almost to the point where I do have a fake name that I use that I might just start making a really good alternate personality. Right now, just like with one of my emails, I put my grandmother's name on, who's deceased. And I did that years ago when I was in college because it's kind of my junk email. So I know if anything's addressed to my grandma's name, it's like, I know you're not really my friend.
Mm-hmm. That's a good idea.
Maybe I do need some alternate personalities for these stores. So if I get flagged, I won't lose all my business. Because yeah, can you imagine if you got 86 from Kohl's right now? What would you do?
Yeah, that would be bad. Yeah, I need to go hit up Kohl's. It's been a couple weeks since I've been there.
How many Kohl's do you have in your area?
I have one that's probably about 20 minutes away, one that's probably about 30, no, two that are about 30, but in opposite directions.
So about 3 total?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good. Yeah, I have maybe a little bit more if I want to drive a little bit more. None of them are super close, though. I think 20, 30 minutes is the closest one for me.
Yeah.
But I do like them. My husband was commenting. That's why he went out with me last night. He didn't want me out sourcing at night. But he said, I don't mind the Kohl's. It's when you were going to the thrift stores at night that I was getting a little, the drug usage and the crowds are a little bit strange at our thrift store. Some of them make you wonder. But with the amount of crazies out there, I think it's crazy to go to a lot of different places. You never know when one of those crazy people are gonna be kind of scary these days. Well, anything else you have for this week that you want to bring up?
No, I think we covered all of it.
Excellent, excellent. Are you doing any costumes?
I just have a couple in my eBay store.
Mm-hmm. I've been watching out for baby costumes at the Ross and TJ Maxx, so I'm hoping some of those do good.
Yeah, I hope they do good for you too. Yeah, this year, I had such a good back to school season. I was so focused on that. And then I didn't feel like I had enough time to really prepare for Halloween. So I'm kind of skipping over Halloween this year, and I'm doing Thanksgiving and Christmas. That's, I've been focusing on those.
After anything particular for Thanksgiving?
Just party wear. Lots of party wear.
Yeah.
I like my party wear.
I've been selling Thanksgiving themed type napkins the last couple of weeks, which has been nice.
Me too. Yeah, me too. I sold out of some. I had to go get more and send them in.
Nice. Nice, nice. All right. Well, that's all we've got. It is 10 o'clock. That's our hour.
Yeah. So let's see. So we'll be over on your channel on October 4th.
October 4th. Excellent. Yes, that will be fine. Same time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which works out good for me.
Good. Good.
And then what else you got going today? And then we'll close it out here.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing the rest of the day. I don't know if I want to finish organizing. I'm kind of in the mood to organize. I started organizing yesterday, or if I want to go sourcing. So
do a little bit of both.
Yeah, we'll see how the mood strikes me.
I've got to do some organizing too. I think I'm going to do that. And then I've got oodles of pants to package up.
Yes. Yes. All right. Well, it's been a nice show. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.